Hi, Landria here. In this video, I'm going to make something very clear about the coming events, about predictions from people like Edgar Cayce and Nostradamus. I'm going to address that. I'm going to talk about what we can expect to come. I'm going to address the events that have been happening, from fires to our financial challenges and changes, and of course this hurricane that just ripped through Florida, of which I was directly affected. I have some probably very surprising answers for you regarding what is to come and the big events that I keep talking about. I think that you will be shocked, maybe this will make sense, and put you at ease. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. What about the events to come? What about the ones that are happening? We've had so many, from typhoons to fires to now all of the unrest on our planet that we thought we were over with, but we're not until each and every person raises their frequency and places others first. And when we work past the diversity within our species that we battle so much, we want everybody to think the way we do. We fight for our own causes. We don't realize that places us further apart and on the same trajectory we've been for centuries, and that is destruction. But there is really great news. What I want to share with you is, let's talk about the hurricane that came through the entire state, the biggest one. I don't know if it's the most destructive, but it certainly was ranked as one of the biggest events. Is this the start of the ending of our planet and our way of life? You may be surprised at my answer. And the answer is yes. It started the moment we set foot on this planet. It is not one event. It's a culmination. I want you to think about this, because when I share with you what my thoughts are on how all of this works, it may make sense and actually take you to a state of peace. When I say yes, I mean just like you're born and you go through phases depending on what you do, your experiences, your interaction and entanglement with others, also how you treat your own body, your own beliefs. It is a combination of that which goes on out there as individual illusions, along with your own decisions. You always have choice, no matter what happens to you. Others cannot be blamed. They are part of the interaction and the adventure and journey that you chose. All of it is intentional. All of it holds great value. Yes, no matter how painful. Now, I know we don't want to believe that, because some will say, there's no way I chose this. And you're allowed to believe that that's your reality. But as you're born, and depending on those choices you make along the way, you know that at some point, it's inevitable, even if it's a very long period of time, that you will expire. You're going to die. But you, the energy field, never does. This is what's happening on planet Earth. She has her own cycles. Now, what's going to happen is eventually she will expire, just like every planet and star and everything that's out there has a cycle. It phases out and things come back in. New stars are born, new planets. We are no different. Now, I want to share with you, like your body, within us are molecules and atoms and all kinds of electronic systems that work within us and put out an energy field. All of this is working together to create one entity, the illusion of the body. And that is until which time you decide that you're going on to a new adventure. She is no different. So if we are not taking care of ourselves, if we are putting bad foods in, if we're stressed out, if we're going into a negative space, it completely affects this body. We are what's on this planet Earth, the entity, the energy field, And depending on how we treat her, we will either expire sooner than later or go into destruction, or we can live very healthy in tandem with her. This is just the cycle of everything. So we as humans think so individually and so separate from one another. We're always looking for one event, one thing, one final culmination, the end of the world, the taking of us to another planet or some other space. It doesn't work that way because there are so many things going on at one time that no one event can happen that takes every person, every individual into that same space. Now we could go into a high frequency as a whole unit, but that's not likely. We're not making those choices as a whole entity here, as let's just say the collective. And that's okay. It doesn't stop you from going into that space of 5D, whatever names we put on it. It's sort of irrelevant, isn't it? Because none of us really understands how all of it works. It's beyond our comprehension. Yes, we are going to the final days of this planet. Now, here's what I believe. No one on this planet at this moment will see that ending. She will be here for thousands of years. We as a species get to determine the fluid future. And that future we can choose. Because we can decide if we work together as a community, like the Floridians are doing here. The stories are amazing. And that's when you find out who we are. And these events actually test our spirituality and our true frequency. Now, you can say, I do this or I do that all you want. Wait till it hits you, and you'll find out if you really are going to behave in the manner that you imagined was wonderful. And then you might have to inconvenience yourself or be uncomfortable allowing strangers to come into your home or giving that last piece of food away. And guess what? This allows you to find out who you are and maybe change it. You'll find out if you're really attached to the physical world or not. And when you really face it head on, and you'll get to make some decisions as to how you'd like to change that. All are one. We are the frequency, the creators of all. We are not separate from one another, and we are playing an illusion here together as one family. When we start to behave as a healthy family, not all families are healthy, when we come together and place service to others first and realize that nothing that happens to you, whether you have enough money or food or shelter, is permanent. It's a temporary, sometimes very unpleasant experience, but it's a test for you to know who and what you are and make some changes and decisions. We are going into the final phases of this planet. We decided as a community of, let's just say, light beings coming into human bodies to come together as a family. We are a family, all of us here on this planet. And so we've been very fragmented. We can change that. It's not too late to do that. And great things shall happen. Great inventions, wonderful solutions, people coming together in compassion and love, placing others first in ways you've never seen before. These are the final days, all a choice, because we cannot know ourselves as human beings and complete the cycle of this experience without going to the extremes that test that. The test, it's an experience to know our contrast, is to go back into light. And when you leave your body, you will. But the energy field that you created here is a lesson that continues on with you. So even though you transition over to light, which is what you are right here, it never left you, you carry with you the grade, the level that you achieved, and then you have to continue on. Maybe as some other entity on another planet, maybe as the wind or a blade of grass. I don't know. You'll get to choose that. That's your path. No one thing is going to happen. There will be cataclysms just like there was here. So continents have appeared and they shall disappear. Coastlines will disappear. Whole countries will disappear and new things shall emerge. There are things that are going to happen that will be mind-blowing and beautiful and amazing, and we are here for the ride. What you do counts. We are connected to these events that happen on the planet. Are you ready to change things? Relax. It's no one event. It's going to be a series just like there always have been since the beginning of man and woman. We're going to evolve if we choose, and your reality is yours. If you continue to find fault and stress about things, take a look at yourself and ask why. What is it that you believe that is separating you from others or causing any kind of fear or pain? I'd like to help you with that. I'm going to do more and more videos on how you can step out of that. And it's really not that difficult. You have so much control with this and this, your heart. Your higher self is here. It is just veiled. And as we reveal that, as we remove the veils, we begin to see things and know things that are much more expansive than we ever thought. So, through these challenges, we have opportunities. We all wield equal power. But what are you doing with yours? I want to teach you how to go past the fears and go into the most powerful place you can possibly imagine. The first thing I can suggest to you is to start with meditation. I know some of you, you meditate once in a while. I don't think you know the direct connection and the power it wields when you do meditate. All of my students meditate and they tell me that when they do, amazing things happen. The belief behind it powers that. They don't just meditate, although that's powerful too. But you can go into a state of belief that you knowing that you are a creator. You are the creator. The is one thing. All of us are that. Not as individuals, but as one thing. Creating all of it. This is, again, beyond human comprehension. But I promise you that you can go into a space of love and compassion no matter what anybody says to you. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and share these and let people know that we have so much to look forward to because we can create it, and that we signed up for the events. We signed up for the challenges. It's a classroom. It allows us to go to that amazing space that is accelerated here on planet Earth. Other planets don't have these extreme challenges. We're very unique and amazing, so thank you for being here. Now let's do our job. These are free videos and teachings that I send over with my own email list. October 22nd of 2022, this is going to be old really quick, I have the transformation event. If you go to landriaonkka.com or you're in my email list, you will see the event. It's a 3.5-hour event. I'm working with you to help you to transform in that which you choose, that you'd like but you don't know how to get there. And I take you through steps for 3 hours. We then have a Q&A. With that, you also get not only the replay, but you get a training that takes you through the steps to practice every day, and that's unlimited for a year. I want to give you access to the teachings that you only have to know and implement to completely change your life, and thus the entire planet. So those predictions, you're in control of that. So also, you guys know, and I always point this out, we're learning how to create online businesses. When I was in that hurricane, I kissed everything goodbye, said I love you, probably not going to be here when I get back, but I brought my 2 laptops, and I worked while I was there. It's not work for me. This is how I was communicating with you, posting things, and staying up with my business, helping other people to change their lives. These are free videos that explain how it works, and also it's school. You can sign up for school, and just like I did, I've been doing it for years. It's changed my life. It's how I got out of investment banking. I took charge and I had to do the work. Do the work, invest in yourself, and know that knowledge is power. Skills, it allows you to become somebody that maybe you never imagined possible. We're creating a new world with this. Let's break past the fear and go into that space despite it. It doesn't control you. It is an illusion. You don't have to believe it anymore. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. By the way, Hurricane Ian left a present. Our temperatures went down to the 70s with no humidity. There isn't one cloud in the sky, and people are walking around euphoric and celebrating, and also volunteering and helping those still in need. I've opened my home. We've invited people who don't have electricity to come stay with us, and we're giving whatever we can to others. People are learning how to give, and they're finding that they're grateful for what they have. Good things come from these events. Don't underestimate them. The one doesn't punish anybody. So you're only a victim if you believe it. You're beautiful. You're perfect. Can you see the light in others? So when you see sadness or anger, know that there's something else going on with that person that's very dark, and only your love can shine a light on that darkness. I'll see you in the next video, my friend. Namaste.